guys, Brandon Swilly here from thirstgym.com. Today we're talking about an activity called the Sandbag Zercher front foot elevated split squat with rotation. All right, for this exercise, you're gonna want a small block to elevate your heels on and some sort of sandbag, whether it be a sandbag system or just an individual sandbag itself. And we're gonna use that in the Zercher position. Now, this exercise is really gonna torch your glutes. This is a movement-based option and exercise, so while load is important, load isn't the primary driving factor here. It's about improving range of motion and improving rotation, and especially hip mobility on the front stance leg. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to take the sandbag, I'm going to put it in the Zercher position, and to go over this position very briefly here, you're going to actually hold it in your elbows, but more so in your forearms. Palms are towards your face. We want to reach just a little bit, okay? By reaching, that gives us more space to create to move, where if I'm here, it's not awful. Obviously, as it gets heavier, you're going to have to do that, but if you're actually trying to teach somebody how to do this and do it well, reaching just a little bit may actually help them create more space, especially on their backside, get their serratus involved a little bit more. From there, we're essentially going to do our normal front foot elevated split squat, which I've got a video of, and I'll have linked that kind of in the description box below for you. But from here, now we're going to be able to perform our split squat. Now, our regular split squat would just be going up and down. Now we're going to add a rotational component. So we're actually going to rotate towards our up stance leg as we go down. And what that's going to do is that's going to light our glute on fire as we go to rotate. It's going to have to force us to access some internal rotation. And as I go to do that, as I twist and rotate down, I can feel my outer glute quite a bit. I also want to make sure in this position my knee stays forward. The first mistake you'll see a lot of people do as they go down twist, their knee will twist with them, okay? So they're basically trying to get out of feeling this giant stretch in the posterior portion of the glute and their backside, their butt. They're trying to avoid this. They're trying to create some extra compression here because they are so compressed. But by keeping this forward, we're actually now going to drive some length back here in the posterior part of the glute, and that's what we're after with this rotation portion of it. So from here, we go down, rotate, push and come back. Rotate, push and come back. I'll do my other side. This is my really bad hip, so this will be a good example of what it probably will not want to look like. As you go down, rotate, keep that knee forward, come up. So I can tell that side's a lot worse, but I also feel a big stretch in my left glute, and then I'll come back. Make sure you're still nice and tall. You don't want to bend over too far. Knee can tap the ground. If you don't have the mobility to tap the ground, just go as low as you can, stop and come back, or add an AirX pad or an object to give you feedback on your depth. So as I mentioned, this exercise is going to improve your hip mobility, get some thoracic rotation, which is always great, and still build some quality leg strength as well. So this exercise I like for people that have, one, tight hips, they don't rotate well, tight lower portion of their glutes, they might have really bad anterior pelvic tilt or anterior rotation, they're pushed forward this way, they're lacking internal rotation. All those things are probably a reason why you're going to give somebody an exercise like this. This is just going to be a progressed method of improving that range of motion for that position. The other thing I like it for are rotational-based athletes, especially in the off-season. Get their center of mass pushed back, still keep them rotating, still helping them open up their hips a little bit. It's a good catch-all exercise for many of those athletes that we work with, and we found that it just works really well in terms of doing that, so we don't have to address so much rotation and hip mobility work. We can just get it all out of one exercise, especially in the off season where we're really still trying to make sure we can put some muscle and some strength back on them. So with an exercise like this, considering it's driven for more mobility-based purposes, 2 to 4 sets of anywhere from 8 to 12 reps per side is kind of that sweet spot. Once you start to get too heavy, you're going to start to sacrifice the movement options that you're trying to chase for the load, and there's other ways you can chase that strength and that load pattern than other exercises like this, where this is really going to open up how your body feels. So give this exercise a shot if you're really trying to open up your hips or your back or just improve the way you move. Maybe add a little bit of meat to your lower body as well. This is one of our very favorite single leg exercises for many of our athletes. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comment section below. Thanks. Have a great day.